The following episode of The Kingdom of Isolation contains footage from the film being discussed. The footage is used solely for the purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support the animators by watching this film on Disney Plus or home media where available. This episode also contains spoilers throughout. Hello my fellow Disney fans, and welcome to the Kingdom of Isolation, where in times of trouble, why not celebrate the magic of Disney? My name is Kenzie Retro, and today we're going to be looking at Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True, released in the year 2002 direct-to-video. Now, this year marks 75 years since the original Cinderella was released in movie theaters worldwide. And it was a film that at the time saved Disney after the slump they went through with the package film era in World War II. The classic fairy tale has been adapted numerous times over the years, including a live-action remake 10 years ago in 2015, starring Lily James and Richard Madden. This film is credited as having been produced in 2001 in the credits instead of 2002. Granted, this was released at the start of the year, 2 weeks after Return to Neverland, top right of your screens. Now, without the segments, that 73-minute runtime, 7. It would just be 7 minutes, less than a tenth of the film's actual runtime. Although voice actress June Foray, who voiced Lucifer in the original, was still active at the time of production, she was not offered a voice role in this installment. Again, you've disrespected a voice acting legend. Again. 2 films in a row you've done that! The second sequel, Cinderella 3: A Twist in Time, was supposed to ignore the events of this film. However, some characters introduced in this film appear in brief cameos, and we'll get into those when we cover that film. Now let's head over to the castle and see what happened after Happily Ever After. Okay, 2 films in a row with creative opening title cards. Well played. Dream is the wish your heart makes, playing over the background, cross-fading into the main castle itself. Jacques and Gus try to reach the fairy godmother in time to hear the Cinderella story. Not sure why, because you experienced it firsthand. The story's over. Already? Not even 2 minutes in? Boring. Russi Taylor voices the fairy godmother this time around, last seen in our first Disney Toon Studios film, DuckTales: Treasure of the Lost Lamp. Corey Burton, also appearing in the last episode of The Kingdom of Isolation, where he was Captain Hook, is Jacques, while Mr. Nations of the World, Rob Paulson, is Gus. Last seen in Lady and the Tramp 2. No supervising animators this time around, so on to the music. Brooke Allison performed the songs written for the film, and the score was composed by Michael Tavera, who's worked alongside the late James Horner on the Land Before Time films, as well as the direct-to-video Tom and Jerry films, a few of which I've actually seen. He also composed the music for Emperor's New School and the Lilo and Stitch TV series. While Jacques and Gus miss the only Cinderella story, the mice band together to make more. Not sure why. This already screams unnecessary sequel, and it won't be the last. The first of 3 segments in this film, Aim to Please, begins with Cinderella, voiced this time by Jennifer Hale, and Prince Charming, voiced by Christopher Daniel Barnes, returning from their honeymoon. Now, Jennifer Hale is very prolific in voice acting, with roles including Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, Metal Gear Solid, BioShock Infinite, Metroid Prime, Halo, Overwatch, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Real Adventures, The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, The Powerpuff Girls, Codename Kids Next Door, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, Totally Spies, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and its continuation, The Legend of Korra. Julie!
Do the thing!
And where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? And Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Christopher, on the other hand, is the original voice for Prince Eric in The Little Mermaid.
Oh dear, they're back!
Wait, hold on. Roll that back.
Oh dear, they're back!
Sorry, what did they do to you? What did they do to your face? And also, the voice. Yikes. That was Rob Paulson? Hate to say it, but that is a rare L in the voice acting department. At least the king is voiced by Andrei Stojka, last seen as Owl in the Tigger movie. The king has already assigned the royal banquet responsibilities to Cinderella. She just got back! Holland Taylor voices Prudence, who has been assigned to assist Cinderella.
I don't know anything about planning a royal banquet. Oh well, at least I can stay past midnight.
FBI, open up!
Shay, you're not even being subtle with your true intentions with Charming. Also, unless he told you about the banquets, how would you know what to say in that jump cut? Talking of which...
Perfect. And I'll be right by your side. I have to go? Now?
Wow, what a convenient coincidence! Everyone aside from Charming is just pure ignorance towards Cinderella. All for the sake of state business.
I can take care of the preparations, as I always do.
Just show her what to do. We have a princess now. It's her duty to plan the banquet.
1, you're not Tetrising all that into the coach. 2, she doesn't know how to plan a banquet. 3, she's being put back into the role of scullery maid without actually being a scullery maid. And 4, planning the banquet is your responsibility! So the king and Charming head off, and Cinderella is intimidated by the king's portrait. You're not being subtle with how out of place she is. At least she has her friends and Bruno with her.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Fine. Cinderella's in the kitchen, in her scullery attire. What did I say? What did I say? Making breakfast and is introduced to her ladies-in-waiting. Whatever that means. Beatrice and Daphne.
Your Highness, a princess never prepares her own meals. That is not how things are done.
Then who does? Who makes the breakfast then? Also, she doesn't know the rules because it's her first day! What were you expecting? She isn't even allowed to wear her own dresses and has to wear what is given to her.
Why don't we open the curtains?
No! These curtains are never opened.
This is not a royal household. This is a dictatorship. Emphasis on the don't do this, don't do that, not by a princess, etc., etc., etc. Crash course education. This is just insufferable to get through, and we still have an hour to go!
Prunes? For dessert?
The king expects it. It is a tradition that is never broken.
Oh my word, enough with tradition already! Having prunes in any form is what you're supposed to do to help flush your system. I've been told it's not pleasant, and I very much like to avoid having to consume it. You don't do this for dessert! She's even educated to greet people and isn't allowed to speak to commoners. Prudence forces Cinderella's friends away from the gates. She is worse than most one-dimensional antagonists. And that's a very low bar to clear. She's now taught how to dance. And has to be perfect because it's the king's favorite dance. Even your voice is insufferable. Nobody is helping in any capacity. With all these questions being bombarded onto Cinderella at once, give her a break!
Your Highness, the dance is best performed on one's feet.
Would you please Shut the hell up!
Thank you, Chris Jericho! Cinderella makes her way back to her room in tears on her bed. Do you blame her? She confesses to being a failure as a princess. Do you blame her? Not your fault. You have a snobby, arrogant, traditionalist pig in Prudence running you off your feet like she's your dictator.
Why, I was a dish maid when the prince married me, and he loves me because I'm me.
Exactly. So Cinderella decides to say screw you to Prudence and organize the party her way.
Gus, I'm going to plan this banquet my way.
My way or the highway. Time for follow your heart. All while Cinderella goes against Prudence in every way possible. Inviting her friends to the banquet, changing the dessert so there's no prunes. She even changes the dance, leaving Prudence
absolutely livid.
That tradition is not being adhered to. Good. Stop being so stuck up and let Cinderella do things her way, or else get out of the castle! Side note, Brooke Allison, where did that range come from? Cinderella clearly knows what she's doing as she's now in that iconic dress. Doing things her way, and the party is a success.
Ah! This dance is horrifying!
Would you please shut the hell up?
Thanks, Chris. The king approves of what Cinderella did.
I think we're going to be great friends.
Oh, please, God, no. Cinderella mentions that she hopes to become good friends with Prudence. In the sequel, in which Prudence makes a brief cameo, Cinderella implies that they both became good friends. I would never want to be friends with a traditionalist pig like that. Small side note regarding the king. All I hear is Owl. All I hear is Owl's voice, not somebody else entirely. The first segment, mercifully, is over. Jacques struggles to get the cork off the ink, leading to inspiration for the second segment of the film. This just feels like 3 episodes from a failed TV show stitched together with these wraparound sections.
I don't like that magic stuff. Remember what happened last time?
Oh, now there's a story we should tell.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, that's our second story, Tall Tale, where Jacques thinks he's too small to help Cinderella anymore.
But Jack, it's my favorite. Okay, let's hear it.
That was easy. So Jacques wants to get Cinderella some flowers, leading to the castle's cat, Pom Pom, hunting the mice down. 3 guesses what happens next. Every cat and mouse chase always has the mouse coming out on top. So Cinderella has a giant vase of flowers, while the Duke has a large list of things to do for getting the Spring Festival ready. All while Pom Pom continues hunting Jacques and Gus. Mary is making it clear as day that she has a crush on Jacques, making a coat for him for starters. How long before they get together? I'm gonna guess not very. Gus, on the ball this morning, spots the list Cinderella forgot. Or you can just play this joke for the 3,746th time. Jacques starts feeling a little bit low, feeling he's no use to anyone anymore if he's a mouse. So he goes to ask Fairy Godmother to turn him human. Haven't seen this play out before, wanting to change your appearance to appear more wanted before accepting who you are. Before that, he tries to help Cinderella at the fairgrounds, only to be left behind thanks to the Sableman with his pitchfork and the horse whipping him off his tail. Pom Pom almost catches Jacques off guard, but he makes his wish, making the Fairy Godmother appear.
But Chuck, you've always helped Cinderella just the way you are. Cinderella's a princess now. No time for mice.
Jacques, she'll always make time for you. So Fairy Godmother grants his wish, leading to the next song, The World is Looking Up to You. The songs are the only bright spot in the film. The Duke thinks Jacques is Hugh, after Jacques is cut off mid-sentence. Great, another cliche bingo card. Yay! scratch another one off because they just go along with Jacques being Hugh before his true identity is revealed. Not sure why Pom Pom is still obsessing over chasing Jacques. That being said, I can hear Pinky now now that Jacques' human. Pinky being one half of Pinky and the Brain. A spin-off to Animaniacs. To resurrect a gag from my Tom and Jerry series, mice do not like cheese! Cannot fathom why Jacques is running away from a pom-pom. You're human! For now. Tries to get into a mouse hole on instinct, surprising absolutely no one. Doesn't fit. Oh goody. Mistaken identity, damsel in distress behavior. Just great. So the couple is leading the first dance. Great. I can't even. Hugh is getting ready and scares the other mice after hearing Jacques. Then he's in a complete denial that everything is going wrong, claiming everything is going right. Time for the festival, and wait a minute! That screams Christmas, not spring! Pom Pom decides to attack Jacques and very conveniently is next to him on the Ferris wheel, causing absolute chaos, leading Fairy Godmother to change him back into a mouse.
How does it go again?
I'm sorry, what did you just say? You're just stalling for time. Just cast the damn spell! Bibbidi bobbidi boo! It's not that difficult, it's not rocket science! The king gets tossed onto the Ferris wheel, and Jacques has never been happier to be a mouse again. Jacques and Mary share a kiss as fireworks are set off to end the second story. Just one more to go. I can do this. The mice use the magic to finish the storybook, which doesn't end well. This leads to the final story, an unknown romance, where Anastasia falls in love with a baker.
Stop hogging the mirror!
Yeah, safe to say you two haven't changed. Rusty Taylor also voices Drizella here, while Tress MacNeille voices Anastasia. Lady Tremaine, Susan Blakesley. Tress was last seen as Aunt Sarah in Lady and the Tramp 2. They tear the ribbon, and Lady Tremaine makes it clear she does not want them failing again, because there's a ball that evening. Back at the castle, Cinderella heads to the market to get flowers for Charming. Anastasia finds herself attracted to a baker, also voiced by Rob Paulson.
Anastasia! I think not. Everything in this shop is inferior.
Now that's just rude. Anastasia's the only one out of the three that's allowed to have any sort of character development. Drizella and Lady Tremaine, still absolute scum. Cinderella concocts an idea to get them to see each other again. Watch Tremaine be absolute scum of the earth. Okay then. Not quite what I was expecting. Anastasia was laughed at because of the mess she's in.
Listen, why don't you come back to the castle? We'll clean you up, and then we'll get you two together.
Cinderella takes Anastasia back to the castle, while Lucifer falls in love with Pom Pom, who looks away in disgust. Jacques agrees to help Lucifer on the condition he stops chasing the mice. On to the final song of the film, it's What's Inside That Counts. The mice help Lucifer, and Cinderella helps Anastasia.
But what if Mother catches me? She told me never to speak to the baker again.
Anastasia, to hell with Drizella and Lady Tremaine! Find the baker, move in with him, and never speak to your horrible family, aside from Cinderella, ever again! Anastasia rides the coach into town, allowing Lucifer to head there as well. That's so sweet. Anastasia mistakes the girl the baker's talking to for his new love interest, breaking her heart in the process. Back at the castle, Lucifer tries to charm Pom Pom, and it works. And they both chase the mice, leading to Pom Pom ditching Lucifer, and the mice breaking off the deal with him. Back in town, a goat eats the baker's rose hearts, and he gives Anastasia her last flower.
Anastasia! How dare you defy me?
What did I say earlier? Watch Tremaine be absolute scum of the earth. These are the worst kind of films, when everything is paint by numbers predictable. I haven't seen Cinderella 2 before, and even I could predict what happened next.
Dear child, you know I only have your best interests at heart.
No, you don't. You never have. You never will. You are nothing but stone because you only have your best interests in your stone. Anastasia goes to the ball with Baker Boy, defying Lady Tremaine and Drizella, who reluctantly goes with Tremaine.
Oh, thank you. I never dreamed I could be this happy. Oh, you see, dreams do come true.
Is it time to say roll credits yet? The Baker does look really good in his attire, though. This ends the story, and the book is complete. And they show Cinderella the finished product, all while singing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. They finish by reading the stories together. Thank God that's over. Let's just get to the scores. Story, I'm giving a 2. It's worse than predictable, it's paint by numbers, it's endless cliches, and it feels like 3 episodes of a failed TV show. And it's not the last time you're going to be hearing that. The characters, 1 point. And said 1 point is for the relationship between Anastasia and the Baker. Development between Cinderella and Anastasia. Pom-Pom is just a female Lucifer. Drizella is the same as she's always been. Tremaine doesn't have Cinderella to belittle anymore, so takes it out on Anastasia instead. The Duke looks horrendous. The King is useless and played for laughs, which doesn't work. And Prudence is just absolutely insufferable. The visuals, I will give a 6. Middle of the road at best in terms of animation. Doesn't try anything too creative, but it's not the worst animation I've seen in a direct-to-video sequel. The soundtrack gets a 3. 1 point for each song. And I'm not including Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. The score is barely noticeable for the most part, and very forgettable. And I hate being critical of a soundtrack, but if I have to be critical, I will be critical. And I'm just going to get this out of the way. The Legacy's a big fat 0. While it did get $120 million in home media sales, it has a miserable 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, with multiple critics agreeing the individual segments look like rejected episodes of a failed TV show. The general consensus is Anastasia being praised in her story. Thank God we have a far superior sequel to look at soon, because this is just pure garbage. The final score, 20%. Worse than Pocahontas 2! That's how unwatchable this is. Bottom of the board, but I have a feeling the next film will surpass that, and not in a good way. Do not watch this and just skip to number 3. So that is it for this episode of The Kingdom of Isolation, looking at Cinderella 2. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up. And if you want to be part of The Kingdom of Isolation yourself, you can hit the subscribe button down at the bottom, click the bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss when an episode goes live on this channel. The next episode is another film that is an unnecessary sequel,
The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2.
But until then, make each moment count, and bibbidi bobbidi, bibbidi bobbidi, bibbidi bobbidi, bye! See you next time in the Kingdom of Isolation.